Peace and greetings, everyone. Peace to you all. Peace be unto you. Assalamu alaikum. Um, welcome to today's edition of Everything Real Estate, your real estate podcast, and your podcast for everything real estate. We have real estate conversations and bring information to the community and to those who want to hear. Today we have with us a special guest on our series entitled New Agent Series for newly licensees that's joining the industry. And we just want to hear from some of the best that's going to be, ahead of us and the best that's going to be leading the industry. So we thought it would be a good opportunity to present a opportunity for those in the beginning of their career, and then just checking in with them throughout their career. It's a possibility. It's really the theme. So again, I'm your host, Maurice Muhammad of Everything Real Estate. I'm currently the broker owner of Progressive Realty and a Torchlight Realty in Plainfield, New Jersey. We are currently practicing commercial real estate, property management, as well as residential sales and service. We're here today, though, for being of service, with the opportunity to serve and bring you some information, and hopefully just to bring you and shine some light and bring individuals to you new to the industry as part of our podcast series, right? So today we have a very special guest, one of our guests today. She is new to the industry. I am excited to hear what it is that she's going to be bringing to the industry and what her plans are for, her career in real estate. Last week we had Terrain Presley, new licensee, young. He was just 20 years old, and it was a good time to hear from him last week. This week we have with us Miss Cynthia Tucker. She's new to the industry. Miss Cynthia Tucker has been in healthcare specialist, and she is a church leader and a people person, and a mother, a grandmother, and a friend. Is her and now she is joining the ultimate people business of real estate, as I like to say. So today we're going to hear a little bit from her. She's going to tell us about herself and what she, and we're going to just have a conversation, a nice, relaxed real estate conversation about real estate. And hopefully we can answer some questions and help the community, and just be about the business of serving and doing some service as it relates to real estate. It is a good time still to get into real estate. Real estate is here to stay. It is a people business. It is a business where the human brick is necessary. So the activity of humans is necessary in the business. So in my opinion, for those who believe that, at some point you will not need real estate professionals, I disagree. You'd have to bring me some evidence to support that is the truth. So real estate is a good opportunity, definitely one of the fastest vehicles to build generational wealth, if not one of the safest vehicles to build generational wealth. As real estate, it appreciates and it runs in cycles. So 1 year, 5 year, 10 year, 15 year cycles. So real estate definitely runs in cycles. So it is a vehicle for wealth building. There are statistics that show that children that grow up and raised in homes that are owned by their parents are more stable. There's stability. There's statistics that show that there's a difference of stability when you own your own home. There is a lot of myths out there that you can't buy a home. Money is very cheap, and that's real estate language. The cost of money is cheap. What I mean by the cost of money is cheap is that when it comes to buying real estate, money is no different than any other product you pick up off the shelf. So money is a tool that you're going to go to the bank and you borrow money the same way if you go to the store and pick up a case of bottled waters. It's going to serve you just like that case of bottled waters is serving you, because you're going to the bank. And at this current time, the interest rates are very low. And to get that service of money is at an all-time low right now. So it doesn't, rates are low. That's probably the best example I can give as to how and what I mean by the cost of money, and that money is cheap right now. So where over the long haul, where you would have paid 5% interest over a 30-year period, right now you may be paying 2%, 3%. And just do the math on that over a 30-year period. And that's the difference in where we are as far as the cost of money today. So it puts you in a position to be able to buy more house. It puts you in a position to be able to buy the house at a cheaper rate. Not to mention, other vehicles and other ways that you can purchase real estate using other people's money. That's a whole nother subject and a whole nother topic. But here today, we're going to talk about the traditional real estate sales and the real estate business and the real traditional way of purchasing. Just while we're on that note, we are scheduling for the 22nd of this month. We will be having a home buyers workshop, which will include first-time home buyers workshop, where we'll bring in a real estate professional, mortgage professional, home inspector, and potentially an insurance professional, and maybe the title. It depends. So, and each of those will give their perspective on that process of the real estate. So, if nothing more, you can come and gain that knowledge. If you're not in the market, you can just come and get that information, and it will hopefully edify you and help you when you do get in the market. If not, help you. And we plan that we'll be able to cover both New Jersey and Pennsylvania. I am currently licensed in New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Michigan, those 4 states, as a broker, to be able to broker real estate deals in those 4 states. So with that being said, I just wanted to just talk a little bit about what the purpose of everything real estate is, and how it got started and why. So everything real estate is based on an opportunity to reach out to the public and to the community and have a conversation and share just real estate tips, real estate, anything related to real estate. And we wanted to make it possible for you're welcome, Ms. Minder. We wanted to make it possible for you to be able to have a space and a place to come and just ask questions in a comfortable environment, and in an environment where it's relaxed, it's not too much pressure, but it's an environment that you could just come and ask whatever question you want. So there's no pressure. That you can come, and it's your place for information. That's really what sparked it, an opportunity for us to be able to impart information and to help our community to grow and purchase real estate. As our community in home ownership in the Black community has not moved much since the 60s. So the numbers are very, very close. And I don't have the statistics in front of me, and I don't want to give you bad information, but it hasn't moved much from the 60s to today. So Black home ownership is important. One of the purposes of getting into real estate is knowledge is power. And I know that once we know better, we tend to do better. And I wanted to just give the opportunity for those to be able to learn real estate and to be able to be successful. So that being said, enough from myself. Again, we have a special guest with us. She is new to the real estate industry. My very good sister, sister from another mister. My her brother and myself are good brothers. Brother Tyrone, and it's my good brother, and and I wanted to, like I said, she has her career is in the healthcare. She was a healthcare specialist, a church leader in her church, local church leader in her church, and she is a mother, grandmother, and a friend. And she is getting into the ultimate people business. And I wanted to bring her on, Miss Cynthia Tucker, and that she can welcome sis, and she can tell us a little bit about herself. And I'm gonna get out the way and let you tell us a little bit about who you are. And just yes, ma'am, Miss Cynthia Tucker.
Hi, how are you?
Okay, welcome to Everything Real Estate. Huh?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm honored to be here today. I'm grateful to be a part of the real estate game and to have worked along with you under your tutelage at a Torchlight Real Estate School, where you can learn everything you need to know about real estate. I just started my journey in real estate, and I took the exam, and I'm grateful that I did pass. So now I'm actually a sales associate, And with the market is, thank you. With the market like it is, it's an opportunity for all of us to have an opportunity to get a piece of the pie and to help. The biggest thing for me is to be able to help people, get a home and have some ownership, because I believe we all deserve that. I think it's better to be an owner and not necessarily a renter. I think that's very important. You rent while you can until you can own.
Facts. No, that's important. No, that's important. So, welcome to the industry. Welcome to real estate, the industry. And I believe you're going to be an asset to the real estate business based on any of just any deals that I've ever had with Miss Tucker. Miss Tucker has been always professional, on time, and she's definitely going to be an asset to the business. I can tell. She's very thorough, detail orientated, based on any information. Based on my experience with her, that's a fact. So I already know that she's going to be an asset in the industry. So so I just have a couple questions. Were you finished with your about yourself? Okay. So where are you from, and where are you originally from?
I'm originally from Newark.
Okay.
My parents, after they moved us from Newark, we grew up in Scotch Plains, little town in Union County.
Gotcha. Thank you for that.
Great education when I went to school, but my love was Plainfield. I realized when I moved to Plainfield that they had some beautiful houses out there. I love the historic area, and I knew that it was something about real estate that caught my eye. I wasn't growing up in a quote unquote posh neighborhood. It was in a place where it has a wonderful history, and a lot of our people are out there, and everybody in Plainfield and in suburban urban areas, everybody isn't someone that stands on the corner. A lot of us are professionals, and I raised my children primarily in Plainfield until we moved to another location. But Plainfield was home to me, so for a long time. And a lot of good things come out of Plainfield. A lot of good people come out of Plainfield. In fact, that's kind of where I met you at.
Yeah, Plainfield. Yep. That's my home. I definitely wouldn't trade it in. That's where I got all my bumps and bruises and all my training, education.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, for sure. Wouldn't not trade it in for nothing. Nope. So what prompted you to get into the real estate industry? And we're very glad that you have joined the industry, but what prompted you to get in the real estate industry, and why?
Well, again, one, I have a love for people, and when I see a house, I don't just see a structure, I see opportunity. And again, as I said, it wasn't until I came into the Plainfield area, I saw so many different structures, so many different buildings going from the east end to the west end, And being downtown, you see so many great opportunities. And I just said, man, one day I'll have the opportunity to do it. One day I'll have the courage. And I had a friend, more than one friend, who got into it, like, let's do the, buddy system kind of and get into it. And I'm like, no, not right now. I'm raising my family. And they've been in it and both been doing very, very well in it. And I just always, because I have a love for people and a love for property, to put the two together, it's an awesome combination to help people's dreams come true in terms of whether it be commercial or owning a home. So
Thank
I
you
believe
for
my job in life is to make everybody smile in some way, form, or another. So if I can do that selling homes or property, or that's what I want to do.
Well, that's definitely part of this business is people you got to have a love for, because it gets, you got to have a love for people and for the home. So it definitely makes a difference. A lot of times it's, I like to say it's managing the expectation of others. Because once you do the deal often and you do the work, you do it one time, you did it 10 times. And it's not so much. And now with technology, everything is automated and it's a lot easier to do. Often you find yourself managing the expectations of others. So you really have to be a people person in order to do that and get past that. Because, sometimes it's just a matter of understanding. And typically, sometimes, it's the questions. When people are asking questions, it's because they want to know. Sometimes it's not so much, they need to know something. So you have to have patience with people, and sometimes the way a person may ask a question may come across in a way that, but it's just that they don't know. People want to know,
Right.
So in the real estate, what food chain, and I'm using the language food chain as we use in real estate, food chain, what food chain have you chose to conquer, and what will you conquer in the business as a food chain? And when I say food chain, we'll explain that. Yeah.
Food chain.
Commercial, residential, property management, one of those.
I want it all. If I can have my hand in all of it, again, I believe my love would be residential, but I would like to have my dibble in all of it, and I think I would be awesome at property management. Finding, because there's so many facets I didn't realize about property management until I took your class. I had no idea. I thought it was basically making sure everybody did their job, but part of them doing their job is me doing mine. Doing the marketing piece, doing the vetting of tenants. Marketing is a really, really big component of it, because that's what they're hired to do, is to acquire more people to rent from your property and to maintain whatever, if it's an apartment building versus whether it's you could do property management for a home. You told me so many different great things. You said there's riches and niches. So I don't want to just be wealthy for myself. When we're in this journey, it's to help someone else. And if I'd rather show you how to fish than to just give you a fish. So I want to, as I learn and grow and help, I want somebody else to do the same thing. So I really would like to do a piece of it, because if I'm broke, I can't help you.
True. No, it's true. Self-preservation is big. Yep. First law of nature. It definitely is. So property management and marketing. You said a couple things. You said about the opportunity. You mentioned property management being, and then marketing and maintenance and preservation. And one of the biggest things in property management is preventive maintenance. So, making sure that the tenant, you don't want to get to a place where you have to evict the tenant, and a good property manager is he is beginning with the end in mind. He or she is beginning with the end in mind, and not having, and not going to put that tenant in that property that you're going to have to evict. So to your point of marketing, that's a big part of your marketing strategy is those questions when you pick up the phone. And this is just a tip for those that may be looking to rent something. If you're talking to a property manager on the phone, you better believe that he or she is screening you from hello at the phone call. And you can best believe that those questions that you're being asked, is very geared toward whether or not you're going to be a good tenant or not in the property.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
We're very intentional in our questioning.
Yep. Questions and those answers. Nope. Yep. So preventive maintenance. And you said the riches is in the niches. That is so true. And that's why that question is that, that's why I asked that question. When we start in the class, one of the questions is in the beginning of the class, I always ask, what brought you here and what food chain did you decide to choose on if you have one? And often it changes at the end of the class. What people are picking to choose to get in, what part of the business they want to get in after they hear it, learn a little bit of it. What you said was that real estate is vast. It has it's big. It's not just selling homes. It's a lot involved in real estate. It just can
really
go. Yeah. And, yep.
If I might add something, sir.
Please.
I remember when you asked us each of those questions, that question when we started class, and it's still my love, is to be able to have a transitional home because I'm a foster and adoptive parent. I've always had an affinity towards people who didn't have parents and or transitioning from jail. There are a lot of young mothers who are in jail, some are pregnant in jail, and some young people just never had the tools because sometimes the parents are getting young, the mothers are getting younger and younger. And if they were not given the proper tools to be parents or more adequate tools, they may not know how to manage money. So they may not have a place to stay. So I wanted to purchase real estate. My love first became in not just getting in real estate to sell homes, but to own them so I can have transitional houses, not just one, but more than one, to help young women have classes there, teach them the basics of finance so they can be in a better position to help their next generation.
And what you mentioned was a niche. And that's how you sustain your longevity. That right there, that industry is an open market because oftentimes it's an industry that some just don't want to touch. And it's a good market, especially now because there's a lot of dollars and opportunities available in that realm, in that area. So that's a great opportunity, a great idea wherever you choose to do that at.
Why do you think they not want to touch it? If you don't mind, maybe the audience.
I'm only basing it off experience that I've had when with others and it's not everybody, but just a few experiences that I've had with a few persons that I've approached to do something similar to that. You're dealing with people that's coming home from jail. You're dealing with people that really unwanted, for lack of a better word. You're dealing with adoptive, foster parent children and people coming home from jail. And just, if I could be real, that's oftentimes people don't want to deal with that, for whatever reason. But that's where services, and that's where, so one thing I've come to understand about nonprofit is if you can solve a problem that the government has, and that's one of them, transitional homes, even aging out of foster care, aging out of foster care, transitional homes. And if you're aging out of foster care, there's a gap there. And being a real estate professional, you can find homes, and those are money making, cash flow and generating entities, monthly cash flow for those. So, that definitely those are money generating vehicles that would generate money daily. So, and it's a niche too, something that not everyone is doing.
Yes.
So, but foster home and transitional homes, and there's a lot of opportunities and there's money there as a nonprofit. You could do a lot with that. So was there anything different? When you started your real estate class and you thought about taking the course, did you have one thing in your mind of what the course what your expectation was for the class? And when you took the class, was there anything different when you got there? And I'm gonna ask you that question is because my expectation was one thing when I got into class. When I got there, it was something totally different. So I just like to hear what other people's were, if it's different.
It was extremely different. For one, I thought, because if you think you're smart, I'm a self-proclaimed smart person. But once I got into real estate, I wasn't as smart as I thought I was. Once I got into the class, and you said to us, everything that you learn, you think you know, let it go. You said, I'm paraphrasing, and I'm like, sounds good. Oh, it helped me. Once I listened to what you said, I was able to really retain, because there's so many things that we think we know about real estate based on what you hear someone else went through and they left out some of the part, or what your experience was with a landlord. Dealing with a landlord is not the same thing as dealing with real estate. So I was trying to take what I thought I knew and apply it to what you were teaching me. And I was stuck. I also was grateful for your flexibility. I learned so much more than I thought that I was. And I also learned that real estate wasn't just about a building. It wasn't about buildings. It was also about property. And there are also laws that, excuse me, my light don't like me right now. There are a lot of laws tied to it, and that we were really trustees of how could I put it? We're trustees, and we're to do everything right.
Fiduciary.
Right.
Fiduciary, yeah.
Fiduciary. That's one of the big words that we had. So it was totally different than what I thought it was. I thought it was going to be all like, okay, book. No, you gave us like real life applications, and it also gave me a lot of history. I learned so much more history in taking your class than the other places that I've thought I would get into. It really taught me about. It gave me even more love to help our people who where the numbers are skewed, and the people who have home ownership, and there are so many more people who are probably eligible to buy a house and they just don't know it because they're scared. Because generationally, grandma didn't own a home, because back then she probably couldn't, but she had the money to. So your course taught me about my people, and how we pale in real estate professionally and in ownership. So you really taught me a lot. I'm even smarter than I was.
No, you're welcome. Thank you for that. No, and that's and that, if anything is a takeaway today, that would be what I would like to take away, is that you can buy a home. And if you think you can't, you may be, especially now with the rates being so low. I like to say everybody's 90 days away from home ownership. Whatever credit your condition is in, it doesn't matter. Whatever your condition of your credit is in, if you get with the right person, and the best time is right now. Right now, if you make it, if it's going to be your New Year's resolution, start preparing for it right now and plan for it now. Because that's only 20 days away from the new year. We'll be in next year soon. So the right time to do it is now, and you can buy. Don't let money be an obstacle. Even if you don't have the money, start taking the steps, because there may be some things that you have to clear up before on the way to the money. So don't let money be the process or be the thing that holds you back from getting into a home, because you definitely can. I could go into stories of my very first property that I purchased. I didn't have the money. I just had enough to get started, and it happened all the way. One thing about real estate is the right deals will always find the money, and that's actual fact. The right deal always will find the money. So if the right deal happens to be the one that you need to buy for yourself, it will find the money. You have the means, it'll happen. And I'm not saying no hocus pocus, but you have the goal. You go. You have the down payment. You're gonna have to get some money at some point to get to it. Like, don't let money be the thing that stops you from moving towards it, because if you don't start, you'll never get there. That's my point with it.
Absolutely. But you taught us that in class too. Just because even if you didn't pass the test the first time, go back. Because I must say, I was one, I didn't pass the first time. And you're like, you're gonna get this right.
Oh yeah.
So I learned a lot. Spiritually, emotionally, I learned to take myself out of it from you, that I don't know where I would have gotten it anywhere else. And you can identify with my story, no matter the story and it really helped me see me better than I ever saw myself before. So
Thank God for that. Definitely thank God for that for sure. Because you mentioned about taking yourself out the class. I mean, and I'm gonna say this: anybody, if it's you taking class with me or anyone, if you go any material, whether it's real estate or any course, please approach it as if you've never done it before. Leave what you know at the door. Yeah, leave what you know at the door and going into new content and new material. Because it'll have you doing this, and you'll be in a tug of war with yourself.
Oh yes,
you know, and just surrender to the process, surrender to the material, and it'll be so much easier for you. You know, that's one of the things. I feel like I'm going into a real estate class now, but
yes, I did say all that. Surrender to the content.
Surrender to the material.
I was fighting it.
Yeah, a lot of times that and I fight it too. So what I do is I try to every time I approach every chapter mentally, I tell myself this is the first time I'm looking at this chapter. And I get so much more out of it every time. And that's what I try to do. You look at it as if it's material you've never seen before. You can only gain from that. So that's a good thing. But I have one more question from you. We're not going to hold you. Thank you for taking your time and being with us today. We do have. I want to before I ask your question, I want you to let people know how they can get in touch with you if they want to use your services and want to allow you to serve them in real estate. How can they contact you, and what can they do?
If you want to contact me, I'm with a Torchlight Realty, and that's under our brother Maurice Muhammad here. He's also an instructor for the course. I can be reached at my number is 908-531-6576. And our office is located on Park Avenue in Plainfield. The address is
311 Park Avenue, Plainfield, New Jersey.
Yes.
311 Park Avenue, Plainfield, New Jersey.
We do so many things virtually, so it's
especially in this virtual time. But we still can get it done. Yep, we still can get it done virtually. Yes.
If you need HUD training, if you need HUD counseling, we're the one-stop shop. We can help you get qualified for homes.
Yep.
Do it all. Come on.
And on that note, we will be having a virtual first-time home buyers workshop on the 22nd of December, where we plan to convene mortgage professionals, real estate professionals, and all of the professionals that inspector. So we have committed so far real estate, mortgage, and home inspector, and we're working on insurance. And we will have that there. So we're going to have, as well as housing counseling. So if you're first-time home buyer looking to buy a home, you'll be able to get information. It'll be virtual. So we'll have that information coming out very soon in the next day or so, as well as foreclosure prevention. If you're having any trouble or struggling with it, with a mortgage, we can help you, assist you with that too. So all are welcome, home ownership related. You can definitely join us on the 22nd and be a part of that. And so the last question I just wanted to ask you is, what should those in the real estate game, those in the game right now, be put on notice of? What do you plan to change, or what do you plan to bring to the game, real estate? So what should they put on notice because what you plan to bring with your life, what you plan to bring to the game?
I think I plan to bring a fresh eye, because sometimes when you're in something a long time, not that you think you know everything, you may miss it. I want to bring a love and concern for people, and to remind other professionals that you're people too. So, and also, if you don't take care of you, I'm gonna bring to the game where I'm caring for the realtor. I'm concerned about the broker, because without me as a realtor, without my broker, I can't be a realtor. You have to sit under somebody. So I'm bringing to the table a love for people, a love to help people, and I'm not coming in to take over, but I want a piece too, because everybody has their own reason for coming in. So just watch out, because I'm going to do this, and I'm under some of the best leadership and around some of the best people. You know, I could name names easily, but I'm grateful for all the people that have assisted me, and hope that we'll all be able to work together and sit at the table and brainstorm, because I'm bringing some fresh, young Black parent, single parent, divorced parent, grandparent. I'm bringing all those things to the table, and I look with those eyes every time I look out to see how I could add some freshness, how I can help someone secure a mortgage, how I can help someone get this building because they might want to have a daycare, a daycare for the blind. I'm bringing some newness, and I'm ready. I don't have all the experience, so I'm also bringing some questions. So
I don't know about you. That sounds like a takeover to me, though. But you said you wasn't coming to take over, but that's just good. So you coming to take over and change some things and change the game. So it sounds good. So why should a client choose you? I did say one more question, but I might as well ask you this one since you're on the road. Why should a client choose you to possibly allow you to serve them for one of the largest purchases in their life? Why should a client choose you for that purchase?
I believe they should choose me because I always keep their best interest in mind, not choose for them like it's about me.
Big.
That I want to put my name out there more. I want to choose for them and consider their desires. And sometimes with someone purchasing a home, especially, they may have a Kool-Aid money, working with a Kool-Aid budget, but they want liquor, and I want to be able to bring them something even close to what they desire with the budget they have, and even better. If I can exceed, find that perfect house for them, that perfect property for them with whether they have a grand idea. I don't want to spend all your money just because you have you have $500,000 to spend on a house, $750,000. I don't want to have to spend all your money. You got better things to do. So I want them to choose me because I'm going to always keep them in mind. And because I'm a leader, I'm always there to serve. It's important.
Wow.
For the servant first.
Wow, that's big.
Because I follow him, I'm going to always serve and have your best interest at heart.
Wow, I'm glad I did ask that question. I wasn't going to ask it, but I'm glad I did. That's conservative. That's one big thing about leadership, and being a leader is all about service. If you're not serving, if you're in leadership to be served, then it's just flipped it. It's just all backwards.
You'll never be able to listen. You'll never be able to hear. You'll never hear the heart. I have my own business too called My Heart, His Heart, My Hands. And what that means is I have the heart of God, but it's using my hands. And I'm going to serve. I'm always going to be humble enough to hear what your desires are and present you the best possible gift that I can in the form of a house, a piece of advice. I'm new to the game, so I could take all the wisdom that you taught me, all the things I've gotten through people and friends in real estate and life period down through the years, and culminate it and serve you to where you're happy, not stop until you're happy.
So just if you want to tell the guests what that business is, just what it does, so they can know. So those that will listen to this later, those that are listening now, what does your business do? And
I have an enterprise, and basically what we offer administrative services to people who may need some help starting up their running the office, have office management going on. I also have a catering service under that same name. Again, because I'm a servant, I want to make sure people are good to go. I want our people, all people, but especially our people, to know that they are significant, that they matter, and they can be professional on any budget.
I can attest to that. There's nothing against anyone else, but when you're on that plane and that oxygen mask drop, the very first thing they say is put it on you first, and then put it on the next person. So there's no nothing against anyone else, but until it has to become okay to look after yourself first. It has to become okay, and that sometimes. It's not offending anyone. It's not intended to offend anybody else, because we just have to be able and be in a position to preserve self first. There's certain things, you got a 400-year head start, and sometimes you're starting from nothing. And a lot of times, so we're here to serve. And that being said, we're going to close out. We are glad glad that you came. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your time. And we look forward to hopefully you'll come back, and maybe at some time later on in your career we'll see you.
More.
Yes. You're gonna do well in this industry. I believe for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so we that is it for myself. Again, my name is Maurice Muhammad, your host of Everything Real Estate, and with our guest, Miss Cynthia Tucker. And looking forward to seeing great things come from her in the real estate. One of the newest to the industry, and we are glad that you're in the industry. We look forward to being able to, help you grow and help you to grow your business. And we work together and grow and help others, really, to be of service to others, because that's what it's about. So thank you for your time, and join us next week. We'll have another guest with us. I won't tell who it is right now, but we'll have another guest next week joining us. New in the industry, we want to hear. He's also a young. Said he. So I got let that out the bag. But another person young in the industry, and he's going to join us and tell us what he's bringing to the industry and give some tips. Please invite someone, and bring your questions. If you have any questions related to real estate, we want to. We're here to serve. Thank you again, Ms. Tucker. Thank you all for those who came to join us. Again, your host, Maurice Muhammad, for Everything Real Estate. Peace and greetings.
Grace and peace.